Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Jovi, and I know it's been a while since I did a video, but that aside, today we are going to be looking at a really awesome video that I wanted to do for a really long time. This is actually a bit of a different video than what I'm actually used to, where I'm actually going to be taking a look at the Funimation dub in 3D Productions and the Bangzoom Entertainment. That is the latest official dub that has been released by TMS International. So I'm really excited for this video, and what I'm going to do basically is compare these three and see and make a dream cast of who are basically my favorites. Yeah, I guess that's basically it. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, so this is basically two of the most iconic lines in Detective Conan. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is the Funimation dub. Okay, so what Funimation did is they basically took Detective Conan and, you know, localized it into something that would be accessible to almost everyone. But in the case here, the voice is totally different. I mean, when you listen to the original Japanese and the dub by Funimation, you can clearly see that it wasn't exactly the same. And you can clearly see that Funimation wanted to go in a different direction with the voice, which is, you know, completely awesome and okay. But even though it's not the same as the original Japanese, this has become so iconic for Case Closed, because almost everyone has watched Case Closed and have gotten used to the voice. Allison has done an awesome job with Detective Conan and is always going to be remembered for making the Detective Conan voice. Even though this is so iconic and I really enjoy this, this isn't my first pick.
You figured you'd make a perp up, right? I'm Conan Edogawa, and I'm a detective.
Yeah, so this is Wendy Lee doing Detective Conan in the new Detective Conan dub that is by Bangzoom Entertainment. So she did a bang-up job. I mean, it sounds sort of like Detective Conan. If you listen to both the Japanese and the new dub, you can clearly see that they wanted to get that kind of Detective Conan voice. That is something that also the original Funimation did. Like, when you listen to the voice, you know that they are really that Detective Conan really knows what he's doing. So that is something that I like about Wendy Lee. But one of the things that sort of makes this not, you know, the best Detective Conan voice right now is this was, you know, basically their first attempt at Detective Conan. They haven't yet figured out, you know, the Detective Conan voice, and I'll get to this when we watch the next clip of Detective Conan. Let's see the third Detective Conan voice.
My name is Conan. My name is Conan Edogawa.
Shinichi, the current situation is now an emergency.
Okay, so basically why I feel like this is really cool is because somehow this person that is Sora knows what they're doing with the Detective Conan voice. They know how to, you know, modulate the tone between a serious scene and, you know, a normal scene. So basically, let's listen to the previous, that is the Bangzoom. You kind of get it. Like, if you listen to it, you kind of understand what's going on.
Make a perp up, right? I'm Conan Edogawa, and I'm a detective.
So it's a perfect detective voice. Okay, don't get me wrong. The voice is perfect for, you know, a bit more serious person. But when you listen to the next one, you get to see, you know, the dynamic range of Sora in the Infinity Productions. In Infinity Productions. So basically, they're able to capture both the innocence of Detective Conan and at the same time, you know, that maturity of Detective Conan. That's something that I feel that Wendy Lee tried to capture, but this is their first time, and it sort of happens. I mean, she tried to capture Detective Conan to a dot, Wendy Lee, but something that Sora did is spice it up a bit and added their own flair to Detective Conan and made it their own. And that's something that Wendy Lee tried to do, but you know, it's their first project, in Detective Conan. I'm sure this got sorted out in, you know, the next 2 movies that they released and that they dubbed. But for now, I feel like this isn't the exact voice that I was picturing Detective Conan, Wendy Lee. And Sora has done an awesome job with Detective Conan.
なんだよ。僕のこと覚えてるよな。え？ああ、うん。ガキの頃海で会ったよな。10年ぶりか？
So, Conan's voice, Detective Kudo.
I came all the way back home to check on you because I heard you just came with one heck of an ordeal.
Okay, Funimation, I'll give this to you. Detective Conan's voice for Jimmy Kudo is freaking amazing. I mean, like, listen to this. I mean, it's just so amazing. I mean, it's not the exact same voice as, you know, the Japanese. It's not the same. Even though it's not the same, it still makes sense because something about Jerry's voice makes this sound so awesome. Like, when you listen to his voice, you can, even though he sounds commanding, he still sounds cocky and also childish at the same time. I'm not sure how he does it. I mean, you could even see this in like his other words like Psyche. It's so awesome to see this guy work.
Hey, what's up? Yeah? Huh? Your dad's being suspected by the police?
Okay, so Griffin Burns does a good job as Jimmy Kudo / Shinichi Kudo. Compared to the original Japanese, it doesn't sound the same. He's, you know, making it his own, which is really cool and something that really enjoy about some of these takes of Detective Conan.
Stupid. There's no winner or loser. Or first or last in deduction. Because one truth will always prevail.
Yeah, so Infinity Productions, even though you listen to the voice and when you see Jimmy Kudo or Shinichi Kudo and you hear this voice, you don't feel like it's out of place. It sounds like what you would think Shinichi Kudo would sound like. And it's something that Dylan does well in, you know, Infinity Productions, which I really enjoy. Yeah, so that's basically what I think about Shinichi Kudo. And if I was to choose the best Detective Conan voice out of this, I still feel like it's Jerry. He's done such an awesome job with the voice of Jimmy Kudo / Shinichi Kudo. Right now, I don't feel like the other voice actors have actually captured what this guy made on his own. I mean, it's not something that you thought that you wanted, but it's something that when you got it, you really enjoyed it. So that's basically what I think about Shinichi Kudo right now. Next up is Ran, and listen to the original Japanese. Okay, so let me get this one out of the way first of all. I am not the biggest fan of the Japanese audio or the Japanese voice for Ran. I'm not sure why is it the high-pitched voice. Is it Ran herself? I'm not sure, but I mean it's okay. I do watch it. I do like it. Okay, so Colleen, they don't go the high-pitched voice route that the Japanese audio did, and it's something that I prefer. I mean, it's basically my preference that this voice sounds better than the Japanese. Yeah, she's done a good job.
Huh? Wait, isn't that the space Funimation, that is, in the United States?
Okay, so Christina V, as you can see, is okay. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not as high pitched as the original Japanese. It's a bit lower, which I am okay with. It's like that middle ground between Funimation and you know, the original Japanese, which sounds good. So I'm okay with Christina V's performance as Ran in, you know, the movies and the new Bangzoom Entertainment dub. One thing that you might have noticed is that the audio sounds a bit off. I think it's basically because of, not because of the actor, but because, you know, the lip flaps that move around in the Japanese audio, because you know, it's not the actor's fault or the audio directors or anyone else's fault. It's, you know, the original Japanese audio. So the best thing that anyone could do in that situation is paraphrase the original dialogue to fit into the lip flaps, which would have actually made this a bit better. Let's move on to the next clip.
No, not just something. I already told you today I'm finally free from karate practice. Then let's go buy you a phone. Isn't that what you said?
Okay, this voice by Infinity Productions, good, captures the original Japanese to a point. Yeah, so let's move on to the next person. That is, I believe, Kugoro. Yep, let's see the original Japanese audio. Okay, yeah, basically they did change the voice actor after episode 500 and something, I'm not that sure, but around the 500s they did change the voice actor. He's basically doing the Kugoro voice right now, and it's good.
How dare you accuse me of murder?
I'm coming home, Mama.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Kornhauser. I have a strange sense of humor.
Okay, so this Bruce Elliott's awesome job as Kugoro. He doesn't capture the original voice, but that's a pattern in Funimation that's basically going on since they started the dub of Detective Conan. But even though he doesn't capture the same voice, the essence of Kugoro is there on this, and it's really awesome. And it's really awesome. So I'm not sure what happened to my speaker. Okay, let's leave that. And he has really come out and spoken about, you know, Detective Conan and the behind the scenes stuff, and he is a really awesome dude. He, even though he doesn't have, you know, the exact same voice as Kugoro from the dub, from the original Japanese audio, he does capture the same essence as Kugoro, which is really awesome, and does an awesome job as Richard Moore.
You gotta be joking. I don't take orders from the Public Safety Division.
Xander Mobus has got this spot on. I mean, he's captured the essence, the voice, and basically Kugoro all together. I mean, after coming from, you know, the original dub that is by Funimation to this, and watching you know, the original Japanese audio and listening to Xander Mobus do his thing with Kugoro, he feels at home with the voice. I'm not sure, but he feels, when you listen to Xander do Kugoro, it sounds like the original you know, the original Japanese audio, but with him having his voice and speaking in English, and I'm not making sense right now, but basically what I'm saying is, Xander Mobus, good job, really cool seeing you voice Kugoro, and please do more Detective Conan. Yeah, so Xander Mobus is doing really cool. He feels like he's at home while doing this voice. I'm just gonna leave that there because I'm repeating myself. And kudos to Xander for doing an awesome job. Xander captures, you know, that raspiness of Kugoro's voice that we don't see in the Funimation dub, and something that I was caught off guard when I first watched the original Japanese audio after coming from, you know, the dub. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is Infinity Productions. So Shani Bravo, it's almost they are emulating the original Japanese voice, that is with the raspiness, with that cocky attitude that Kugoro has. Johnny Bravo, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he tries to capture that voice, which is good. Yeah, he checks off all the marks. That is the raspiness in the voice, the cocky attitude, that over the top eccentric voice of Kogoro. He captures it. So Sunny Bravo does the eccentric part of Kogoro well, and Xander Mobus does the sleuthing part of Kogoro really well. That's something that I see is there between these two. Together they make the perfect Kogoro voice. Yeah, so the original Japanese audio, which is done by the same person who does Kudo in the original Japanese audio, no biggie. That's gonna be something that is with every single dub or whatever Detective Conan anime that you take, it's gonna be the same thing. So let's move on to Funimation. Yeah, so Jerry does pull this character off. He has that voice that is really cool for having for a Phantom Thief. Like for a Kaito kid, this voice sounds, I wouldn't say perfect, it sounds right. That's basically it. So let's move on to Bangzoom Entertainment. Let me get this out there. As the 23rd movie is not yet out, this is the only clip that we have of the new Kaito kid. So let's see how this is.
We will meet again on the ship that floats upon the night sky.
Okay, this voice of Griffin Burns as Kaito kid is insane. I mean, I'm not sure if this is Griffin Burns, but it mostly is Griffin Burns. I mean, I guess so, because he's playing Shinichi Kudo. So this voice for Kaito Kid it doesn't sound like the original Japanese audio, but even though it doesn't sound like the Japanese voice actor, he captures Kaito Kid so well, and it sounds so perfect. Like, just look at this. I mean, even though it kind of sounds like Shadow, I mean, yeah, it sort of does, but even though it sounds like Shadow, this is like the perfect voice for Kaito Kid. He captures that mischievous part, or not I wouldn't say mischievous, that confident part of Kaito Kid in this, and it sounds so awesome. I can't wait to see the 23rd movie of Detective Conan with this voice cast. It's so perfect right now, and Kaito Kid, Griffin Burns, is doing such an awesome job. And let's move on to Infinity Productions.
Night sky. Guess the contents, great detective. The contents of this mysterious fist called a murder.
Dylan does do an awesome job as Kaito Kid. Even though Dylan is not my first pick for Kaito Kid, he does pull it off. He does, get that voice that, is like, sort of is like the original Funimation dub. He captures that essence of what Jerry did with that voice. He executes it pretty well. Okay, Hibara. Okay, so original Japanese audio, yep. Let's move into the Funimation dub. Okay, so I will compare this voice to the others to explain this a bit more, but Vibratorn by Funimation sounds so perfect that it even beats the original Japanese audio for me right now, because we'll get to that in a moment after we watch Bangzooms.
That's the way he's controlling it, even from so far away.
Yeah, so one thing that you might notice in the Bangzoom Entertainment audio or the voice clip that is the dub is that she sounds like a bit, I don't know, how do I say this, a bit happy, I guess. While when you listen to Vibratorn, that is the Funimation dub, you can sense that gravity, that she's actually seen some things and she's a lot more serious, which captures that character a bit well. I mean, she's speaking with Kudo in this clip, so she can drop the facade of, you know, being a child. So if she was using that voice while speaking to the other kids, that would have been fine. But seeing that she speaks in, you know, the same tone throughout the whole movie is not something that I really enjoy a lot. But she does capture the same voice as, you know, how I would picture Hibara speaking. Moving on to Infinity Productions.
That's right. Fourth laboratory. I have something interesting to show you. Okay?
Okay, so as you saw with the Hibara clips, Infinity Productions has done an awesome job. When I listened to that voice, and if you didn't show me the clip and just played the audio, I would like immediately recognize that this is Hibara speaking. And even though I've listened to these 3 clips and I've watched stuff with these actors and playing these characters, I always seem to be coming back to Funimation for Hibara. There's something about that voice that really captures that attitude and that voice that you would think that Hibara would have. So basically, this is all my opinion, even though, you know, I've jumped around a bit between all these 3 studios. They've all done a fantastic job with the Detective Conan franchise. They've helped introduce new people to Detective Conan, which in the end of the day is really awesome. So even though you have some other preference for a Detective Conan character or whatever, in the end of the day, they're all doing a really awesome job. Even if you choose any of these, you'd enjoy them a lot. Sometimes when you're introducing Detective Conan to a non-anime community or someone who's new to anime who prefer dubs, this is a good option. I mean, all these 3 are doing such an awesome job with Detective Conan. I can't wait to see what Bangzoom Entertainment does with the 23rd movie and the special episode, that is the special episode 1 Detective Conan. And Infinity Productions is doing an awesome job too, and Funimation is basically dead to Detective Conan. This is the end of the video. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button. You know, if we get to like 2 likes, or you know what, let's be a bit risky and, you know, go for like 5 likes this time. So if we get like 5 likes, you know, if you guys want a part 2 that is with Barben, Jin, Vodka, and you know, there are still a whole lot of characters who are out there who have voice actors who portray them, please let me know in the comments down below who are your picks for these characters and these voice actors, and who are your favorites. So I really want to know. Please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the comments section. Bye.